The NBA moving forward is in great hands with young prospects coming in the draft every single year. And we have players like Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Trae Young, Jayson Tatum making the All-Star game at a very, very young age. So today I took the top 25 players under the age of 25 and put them in a tier list and ranked them all amongst each other. If you guys liked the video, please sub and hit the like button. It'd be much appreciated. And I'll see you in the video. So I'm going to start it out with some of the top tier talent to kind of set the scale for the rest of the video. So first we're going with Ja Morant. We know who Ja Morant is. Walking highlight reel. He's going to give you almost 30 a night. Shooting can be a little better in terms of efficiency. His turnovers to assist numbers could be a little better, but he's still a young player, just like everyone else in this pool. But he was in the MVP conversation last season, so S tier is definitely where he needs to lie for this pool of players. I'm gonna skip Zion for now. Jayson Tatum, he's going in the S tier. Led his team to the NBA Finals this year. We all know he's still only 19 years old, and he's gonna be in MVP conversation next year. One of the better players in the NBA and at such a young age, so there's no other spot to put him but the S tier. Next, we're going to go with Luka Doncic. Very easy choice. If he can very well win MVP this year. I know it's been conversations around him for the past 2 years. Just he never really comes in the best of shape, but he's looking really good in Euro basketball, looking in shape, and we know he's going to be one of the better players in the NBA. He could be a top 5 talent this season very, very easily. S tier is where he needs to be. I would say he's the best player on this list, so there's no other reason why not to put him on the S tier. So that's where he's going to lie. Now, these are some of the easy ones here. So now let's get into the list. So Zion Williamson, I said I'd come back to him. If he's healthy next season, he's absolutely an S tier. But do I really trust his health? That's the biggest question. And I'm just going to give it to him. I feel bad for all the criticism he's gotten over the past year and a half. So I'm just going to say he's going to play, even if he plays 60 games, misses 22 games next season, which is probably not unrealistic for him to only play 60 games. I imagine he won't be playing back-to-backs possibly, and he's probably going to have a few minor injuries here and there, just to keep him from risking further bigger injuries. So for that, I'm going to put him in S tier. His second season in the NBA, he averaged 27 points on a 61% true shooting, and no other player in NBA history has done that. He literally shot more efficient than Shaq, which is absolutely insane. And he's a young player, so he's going to develop to be even better. If he gets a reliable three-point shot, it is absolutely over for the league, and the Pelicans are going to be a championship contender. Okay, now we're going to start diving into the rest of the pool. One more player, Trae Young, S tier. He's a walking offense in himself. He's pretty much a top 5 offense in himself. Can give you 30 and 10 every night, can shoot the ball, can score on all 3 levels, can play make at a very high efficient rate, and he's a great player to play with. The only issue is probably one of the worst defenders in the NBA. 1, because he's undersized, and 2, he's asked so much on offense that if he wants to take defense off, the team pretty much lets him do it because he knows he's going to have to dribble for 20 seconds out of the shot clock on the way back down. So S tier for Trae Young. He's been multiple-time All-Star now. Could be in the MVP conversation if the Atlanta Hawks have a really good year this year. It's going to be interesting to see him play alongside DeJounte Murray. With that said, I don't think his stats are going to go down all that much. So S tier for Trae Young is where he needs to be in this pool of players. Jarrett Allen, we're going to put him on the A tier. First-time All-Star. He really elevated that Cavaliers defense this year. He's a pretty good offensive player. He's got a pretty good post game. He's always going to be a lob threat, especially alongside Darius Garland. So this team is definitely going to be something special moving forward, as if they got 2 other players on this list as well. Robert Williams, I may be being a homer here. No, I'm not putting him on the A tier. In terms of all this talent here, I gotta put him on the C tier because there's just players on this list that are better, way better than him. He's probably in the bottom 5 on this list, but all in all, still a very good starting center. Can block shots, very high efficient rate, great lob threat, but not really much of an offensive player. So C tier is where Robert Williams needs to lie. I almost put him in the B tier, but I figured I need to pump the brakes on that. Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey. I'm putting Maxey on the A tier. I think he's gonna have a really good season this year. Shot a very high efficient rate alongside James Harden. He can score off the catch, score off the dribble, finish around the basket. Not a very good defender, but the team doesn't ask him to defend. They ask him to make shots, and that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to have a very, very good season this year, and I'm excited for that Philadelphia 76ers team. They're going to be one dangerous team. Jordan Poole. I know he's got a lot of fans. I'm a big fan of Jordan Poole. You know what? I'm going to put Maxey on the B, and I'm going to put Jordan Poole on the B. I think they're both pretty equivalent. Poole can play make a little better, can get a little trigger happy sometimes, and he looks like a very young Steph Curry out there. I mean, it's not that he's Steph Curry, but he pretty much molded his game after him, and he's going to be a phenomenal six-man for the Warriors team next year. Maybe they end up starting him in a small ball lineup with Curry, Poole, Clay, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond. But we'll see about that. So B tier for Poole is where he needs to lie on this list. Deandre Ayton, I'm going to put him on the B tier as well. He's a really good, just a really good center. He's not over average in any really particular department. He's probably a little above average interior defender. Nice lob threat for Chris Paul. He's got a nice little jump shot. Post game is there a little bit. It can shoot the free throw ball, or can shoot free throws well, but his aggressiveness is still pretty wishy-washy. Sometimes I wish he would realize that he's 7 foot, like 250, because he shies away from contact a lot, and I wish he would just be that dog in him and just go 100% at the rim every single time. But we'll see what happens. He might come in the season with a chip on his shoulder with the whole Phoenix Suns max contract issue. But I think B tier is where he needs to be. I don't think he's on the a level of Jarrett Allen, let alone just Jarrett Allen was an all-star and Deandre Ayton was not. So that's where he's going to be on this list. De'Aaron Fox. I'm like I said, I'm really not too high on De'Aaron Fox, but I think I'm gonna put him in the A tier in terms of this pool of players here. Yeah, I think A tier really needs a lie. Yeah, this one's kind of hard for me. I think he's kind of teetering on the line between B and A. I'm just not a huge fan of his game. Like, he's a great player with the ball, but when he doesn't have the ball, he's kind of a zero on offense, and he's not a good enough player to bring your team into the playoffs as like the main guy in the team. So, but with that said, still super young talent, still has a lot of time to develop. So A tier is where he is going to lie. Desmond Bane, B tier, very, very efficient three-point shooter, great, perimeter defender. That's really the two big parts of his game, and he's a great pairing alongside Ja Morant. I think he's going to have a very, very good year. He's going to have another good year this year. I think he's going to get up to the 20-point per game conversation for sure, and that's where he's going to lie. Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm going to put him on the B tier as well. Sometimes his offense can be a little rough. He tries to do too much on offense sometimes. It can end up hurting his efficiency and hurting his turnovers. But when he's hot from three, he can give you a lot of them. He's a great shot blocker, but he cannot seem to stay on the court due to health and also due to fouling. I swear, this dude was in foul trouble every single game. If he can turn that around, that's let alone giving him an extra 4, 5, 6 minutes a game, which is more time for him to improve his stats and improve his impact on the game. But his fouling is his biggest downfall so far, besides the injuries. So if he can learn to play defense without fouling, he's definitely an A-tier player for me. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, A-tier. Definitely A-tier. If the West wasn't so guard-heavy, he would already have an all-star booking to his name. I think he should have been possibly a replacement this year for someone, but he wasn't. So I think I think he's definitely gonna be an all-star this year, especially the Thunder push to make the playoffs. I pretty much had him a lock to make the all-star team because I thought they would try to win games this year with Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, and Shai. But now that Holmgren's out for the season, I don't know how serious the Thunder are going to be about winning basketball games. But A tier is definitely where he needs to lie on this list. Scottie Barnes, his overall just versatility is amazing. I mean, his versatility, you can see it's going to be like, I'm not going to say this as like, I'm not going to say like LeBron, I'm going to say like LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, like esque. Like, he can play any position and do pretty much anything you want in the basketball court. He can defend, he can rebound, he can play make, he can shoot, he can create a zone, he can cut to the basket, he can drive to the basket, he can post up a little bit. He has like everything you need to offer. You can play him probably like 1 through 5. Once he gets ball handling up, he could be a 1 guard for you if you really wanted to. And versatility in the NBA is so important because he's one guy on the court that can do literally everything. And I think he's going to have a tremendous year. He's going to be the Raptors' main focal point moving forward, as they wouldn't trade him for Kevin Durant. So that just shows how much potential this guy has and just how good of a basketball player he was. He was Rookie of the Year. And again, I talk about versatility. That's really rare and a talent. He's probably the most versatile player on this list, maybe besides Luka Doncic. But other than that, I mean, he brings more defense than Luka. So you can make even the argument that he's more versatile than him. And also Jayson Tatum, too. He's pretty versatile as well. But the versatility, I said that like 100 times. And Scottie Barnes is honestly really, really exciting to watch. Jalen Green, I'm going to put him... Ooh, Jalen Green. Next... I'm going to put him on the B tier, especially going into next season. I think he's going to be a 25-point-per-game scorer. Doesn't really bring him much else besides scoring. Doesn't play defense. Doesn't really defend that well. But he's going to be a bucket for that team. No questions asked. That's going to be Jalen Green for the next 10 years. Just an absolute bucket getter. Going to average 30 at some point in his career. But right now, I think he could average 25 alongside this low-talent Rockets team. Gary Trent. Gary Trent's also B tier. I mean, he had a stretch where he looked like the best shooter in the NBA. He's going to shoot a very high volume and a high percentage from 3. Great 3-and-D player. The Raptors absolutely stole him from the Blazers. That was a stupid trade by the Blazers. That was like a year and a half ago. But Gary Trent is that guy. B tier for him. Let's see. Bam Adebayo. Again, his versatility is absolutely insane for his age. I mean, he's like 6'9", 6'10". He can guard 1 through 5. He's made an all-star team. He is a great shot blocker. But again, his offense also frustrates me because I feel like he could be one of the better offensive players in the NBA, but he doesn't act like it all the time. Like, I remember there was a couple games with the Celtics where he looked like Akeem Olajuwon, and then there was a couple games he looked like Mason Plumlee. It's just like, bro, you're a good basketball player. Like, go ahead and use your talents, dude. Like, go and get 30. Not first round Boston Celtics, obviously. Like, any other team, go ahead, do that. But still, like, put the ball in the basket, take shots, be aggressive, call for the ball, be that guy for the Heat. Haliburton, as of right now, people are going to flame in the comments if they watch my point guard video because I like, had Fox, or I had him ahead of Fox, but now in this video I'm putting him, But Haliburton is that dude, and I think he's going to be an MVP conversation in a couple years. Can play make really well, can shoot really well, can play solid defense. He can be the leader of your team moving forward, and he's just that guy. I'm really, really high on Haliburton, especially going in the next season. He's going to get all the ball handling duties and shot attempts in the world, especially if they trade Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. That roster is going to have nothing. So that's where Tyrese Haliburton's got to lie. Darius Garland, first-time All-Star, can give you 20 and 10. I think this season he might put up like 23, 24, and like 10 or 11. He's really that guy, and he's going to be a tremendous player for the Cavs moving forward. And I think it speaks volume to how well the Cavs have done post-LeBron, that they have 3 guys on this list. Yeah, Garland, he's going to be one of the better players years to come. He's already one of the top point guards in the Eastern Conference. He's going to be that guy for many years to come. I'm excited to watch him, Mobley, and Allen play. Speaking about Mobley, put Mobley on the B. Offense still needs a little polishing. He's a top defense in himself, and having these two paired, you're not going to get any shots at the rim. He's still a lot of room to grow, but I got to put him below Scottie Barnes, also because of Rookie of the Year conversation. So that's where he's going to lie. Anthony Edwards. I'm really high on Anthony Edwards, and I think going the next season, he's going to be an S-tier player. I think next season, Anthony Edwards is going to be an S-tier player. I think Anthony Edwards is going to average 27 points a game next season and lead that Minnesota Timberwolves to a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. I said it. You can say what you want in the comments, but Anthony Edwards is that guy and could be the best player in the NBA. Mark my words. He is that guy, okay? Cade Cunningham, I don't want to put him above any of the guys on this list, so I'm going to put him on the B tier for now. He definitely has the potential to jump up the A tier category this year. His shot efficiency is his shooting percentages are low, assist turnovers are low. He's a pretty good defender, but that's just kind of stuff you can expect from a heavy, like a number one. He's pretty much the number one option for that Pistons team as a rookie. You're gonna expect low percentages and high turnovers. That's just the way it is with rookie guards. Not really knocking him for it, but again, I'm not really picking him above any of these guys quite yet. But back to my versatility, he's still one of the more versatile players in the NBA. Just he's not as proven as like Scottie Barnes or Bam Adebayo in terms of his versatility levels. So B is where he's gonna lay. OG Annunoby. Maybe I'm selling him short. People might hate me for this, but I think C tier. Great defender and kind of like a spot-up shooter. I don't really know much about Annunoby's game, to be honest with you. I know I'm going to get flamed in the comments for this selection, but I think C tier is where I need to lie. I don't... Are you taking OG Annunoby over any of these guys on this list? Maybe Gary Trent. Maybe not. It depends what your team needs. But if I'm offering you a trade, sending around a player, you pick OG over any of these guys? I don't think so. I think C is where OG Annunoby needs to be. And in terms of Lamelo Ball, I'm putting him in the A tier. First-time All-Star last season. Going to be the focal point of that Hornets team now that Miles Bridges is out of there. He's going to probably give you 20 and 10 this season. Going to have a very Darius Garland-esque season this year as Garland did last season. And he has the size and capability to be a above-average defender. He just needs to dedicate himself to that side of the ball a little more. So that is my top 25, under 25 tier ranking video. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. I feel like there are some inconsistencies in here, but I don't really know where to pinpoint it. So that's where you guys come in. Please comment down below. Let me know your opinion. I mean, if it doesn't agree with my opinion, I'm not going to argue with you because basketball should be opinion-based. And if you have a different opinion than mine, then that's just the way it's going to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. See my other tier ranking videos pop up on the screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.